What is happening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our Project Miata build. So, a couple things have happened since the last time you guys have seen the Miata. So back here, went ahead and got the rotor on and the coilover and the brand new CV axle. I need to put the pads on here. I'm going to be doing that today. And then we already got the fronts all buttoned up. We are waiting for a buddy to ship out a new driver's side rear knuckle. Unfortunately, this one was not cooperating with us and it is seized in there, so I just got a new knuckle and hub assembly on the way, so we're going to slap our other new CV axle in. When that shows up, we'll be able to button up the brakes on the driver's side. Also got the ISR short throw installed. Looks really cool in here. I do think that I am going to use this. So this is like a steel flange here at the bottom, also similar to this. I think I'm going to pull this one off and just use this, take this off because this unscrews, and then you just have to get it over this little hump that's here. So right here, you just got to get it over that. Should be pretty easy. This is pretty flexible, but I'm thinking about, instead of having this, using this instead and dropping it down. So this comes with, this is just temporarily installed just so I can make sure that I had it set up right. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with any instructions, but it's pretty straightforward. So basically, when we go to install this, I'll make sure I put a little clip in of how we assemble it. This is just in here temporarily, like I said. We still have to lube the turret up and make sure it's all set up properly. Like I said, I'm going to use that instead of this flange that comes with the kit. So that'll be after we get the engine transmission in. However, did go ahead and get this shifter fork seal boot cleaned up, and then inside here we got brand new gasket. So I got it all cleaned up, brand new gasket in there, brand new seal for the input shaft, then got the new throw bearing on there and have it all lubed up. Got the fork and the ball right there all lubed. So pretty exciting stuff. Transmission is pretty much ready to go back onto the engine. We also did the output shaft seal down here, so that's all new. Tomorrow I'm going to take the engine off the stand and put our new Clutch Max lightweight flywheel clutch kit on, and then the transmission will get married to the engine and we'll install stuff like the starter and all that other jazz. So that'll be really cool. And then the motor mounts are supposed to be here tomorrow, so hopefully Friday or Saturday we can get this back into here. Now over here, a couple things. We have our Skunk 2 aluminum radiator came in, and I got it just heat taped up here at the top. I'm going to heat tape the bottom a little bit as well, and then we're going to be using the factory cooling fans over there for now. So what I'm going to do is grab myself some foam strip with the glue or tape on one side, and we're going to make a little shroud on the side of there just so it sucks up a little closer to the fan because there is a tiny gap. I mean, we're not making crazy power or anything right now, but this radiator will be a nice start to all of our extra cooling needs that we may need in the future, and then we'll upgrade our fans as well. So down here, this is our depowered rack. I showed you guys in the last video. Got some polyurethane steering rack bushings. They came in, cleaned up the caps and everything, got it all installed. We are waiting for the new end links to show up, the tie rod ends. I was going to use the ones that were on here, but I found the passenger side one had a crack in the boot and it was leaking some grease, so they're cheap enough, figured might as well go ahead and replace them. Yeah, cleaned up the bay a little bit, so that was fun. Got some of the stuff back in the interior as well. So seats are back in. For now, I took the door cards out as well and just kind of put the handles and stuff back on. I'm going to be doing some stuff with some LRB door cards soon, so I'd like to be able to work on those freely. And I don't really care if this has door cards, it doesn't really matter temporarily since it's snowing already and we don't drive the Miata in the snow just yet. Well, the diff is, I mean, it's fun in the snow, but you know, I don't have a hub right now, so I can't even drive it if I want to. We got the climate control cover on the other day, which is pretty tight. And then I'm leaving the cluster out. For now, I got some bulbs I need to put in there. Then I just want to make sure that they all work. So I'll just leave it out until we get everything hooked up. I did delete all of the airbag harnesses as well from the front here. So they're the ones that run out this little hole. They're like blue taped. They run up here to the front. There's a sensor here, sensor there, sensor in the front. And then there's plugs here. There's a plug here and another one that would run out of your chassis harness here. Then there's another plug that would run out over there for the passenger side. Those are all gone, deleted, so don't need those anymore. And then underneath here, there are 2 blue boxes that we'll have to remove and unplug. And then once that's done, we won't have to worry about a chime or anything or any airbag light going off, so that'll be nice. We're doing an aftermarket steering wheel anyway, so with our hub adapter, we'll lose this plug right here. So I'm just gonna leave it on the clock spring, probably sell it. Some won't be needing it. And then we're just gonna clean up these interior plastics a little bit more. I do have the driver's side coil here in the trunk, and I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, put some sound deadening back here. But what I'm very excited for is over in the other side of the garage over there. So over here, we finally have our exhaust complete. Today in the mail, we got our package in from Goodwin Racing, which had our test pipe in it. So this thing is really dope. It is gonna go between our catback and our headers that we have over here. Now these headers are the Tri-Y. They are X-Force headers. Very cool. Very excited to get these things on. We're gonna get some kind of blanket for the headers. I was gonna wrap them, but I decided not to. Maybe some kind of ceramic coating, perhaps. But I just like how they look. I think they're gonna look really great. I'll insert a couple photos of them on the engine because I just had to see how it would look. And I'll insert them right here. Pretty cool, right? These are the door cards. I already have one of the covers separated so I can make a template from them. But very excited to get this exhaust on there. This thing is a unit, dude. That tip is massive. I think it's like 4.5 inches. I mean, that's a lot. You know what I'm talking about. So with all that being said, guys, I am going to get started. I got to put the brake pads back here, get the caliper back on so that this will be buttoned up. I also need to torque the upper control arm and the sway bar end link bolts. So I need to get that finished up. And then I'm going to, today I think I'm going to drain and fill the rear diff. So we got fluid for it, might as well do it. And I really do think that might be all for today. I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do in here just yet until the motor mounts show up. I'm probably gonna go through and clean up some of this wiring, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. I'll show it to you before we slap the engine in. But this video will have a bunch of goodies in it, so it might be a little bit longer than normal, but I'm hoping in this video that we'll be able to get this engine and transmission married. So I'll show you guys that. And then we'll get it into the car. So that'll be really cool. And then the video after that, we will make sure all the wiring is tucked where we want it and any connectors we're not going to be using anymore are gone. And then we'll fire it up. So I'm super excited about that. Obviously this radiator's in here just as a test, but I do have to take it back out to put the engine back in. But very excited about it. Also, kind of cool, but I found out that the rear differential, even though I already ordered some Prothane bushings, rear differential has polyurethane bushings already in it. So I'm going to leave them alone and just keep the set I ordered as a backup. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to get started. I will catch you guys in the next clip. See you soon. All right, guys. So I forgot to film this, but I got the Clutch Max flywheel kit installed, so the flywheel's on there, the friction disc and the pressure plate. I also did the new pilot bearing, so that's all in there. I just forgot to film it. So now that we got the engine transmission married, I went ahead and put the starter on here as well, and now that we got all this buttoned up, this is ready to go back into here. So what I need to do is pull that radiator out, and as soon as the motor mounts show up, we can go ahead and get the brackets all right, guys, and just like that, the engine and transmission are back in, power plant frame is back in. I got this thing sitting on our Rev Shift 95A mounts. I got our X-Force headers in. This thing went together super easy. The headers slipped right in. It was great. The motor mounts were fantastic. I love the ability to pull that lower stud out with the Allen key to get everything kind of lined up. And then, I mean, it just worked out really well. So we also got some G+ silicone hoses in here. We got a little bit of heat management back here with some thermal zero wrap. That's just because this silicone line for our heater core kind of close to the header. I mean, not anything I'm worried about. It's not touching or anything. There's plenty of room, but I just like a little bit of extra heat protection there. I don't want to have an issue later on down the road. I was also thinking about wrapping this one down here, since this one here is also somewhat close to the header. We need to get the drive shaft in, and we need to get the reverse sensor back in. If you guys get a chance to, and you have this out for any reason, just extend it by 6 inches. That'll give you plenty of room to get from the driver's side of the transmission tunnel over to the passenger side. Just makes it a little bit easier to get everything plugged in. But once we get the drive shaft back in and that sensor, we need to go ahead and get our ISR short throw shifter in here and get this turret all lubed up and ready to go. Once that's all buttoned up, we're able to fill the transmission with fluid. I'm going to finish buttoning up the wiring in here and getting everything hooked up. I'm just going to throw the headlights back in for now, and then get all of the other stuff here hooked up, and then we should be ready for our first start. Obviously, we need to put the factory intake manifold back on, since I don't have the aftermarket one here yet. So we're just gonna get that bolted up. We're gonna get the fans installed. Upper coolant hose is gonna go on, and then we're gonna fill the radiator up. So hopefully we'll have no leaks and everything will go nice and smooth. I also did go ahead and get our new Exity clutch master cylinder and slave cylinder all bled up yesterday. No leaks from our new stainless line, which was great. Everything routed really easy, so I was very excited about that. So enough talking from me. I'm gonna get cracking on this, and hopefully I will catch you guys when this thing is almost ready to fire up, and you guys will get to hear it start up for the very first time. Alright guys, so the transmission is full, drive shaft is already back in, all the wiring up underneath is good. I got the ISR short throw shifter on here, and I even used the new seal, the OEM seal. So now we got everything we need. That should keep it nice and clean of debris. So got everything hooked up in here on our engine. Now some of this stuff is just temporary. Obviously, like this hose right here is just temporary. There's a metal hose that runs along here, but I'm waiting on a silicone hose kit to show up. Everything is hooked up. We are good to do to crank it. However, I am an idiot and I threw this hose away because it was probably split. It goes right here and goes to the idle air control valve, so it will not idle on its own, and that's kind of a little bit of a bummer because we did get everything in here. Now I am going to be doing a different intake because this isn't going to work super well. Pretty close over here to the header, and so I put a little heat wrap on it. We're just going to get another intake. I'm probably going to take this one and flip it over here and do something, or I'll just get something. But we got to move this away from those headers at least a little bit. Maybe try to find a way to put it over here and then run an intake cone up or something on that side. But I will show you guys it cranking. So let's just hop up in here. So we're in here. Got our key on. I got all my lights working, which is dope. And then let's give it a test fire. So it cranks, but it won't stay running. I can give it a little bit of gas and it'll idle just a little bit, but nope. So yeah, without the idle air control valve, there's not really a whole lot we're going to be able to do right now. So this is probably where we're going to leave it at this video, since that hose kit is not going to be here for a few more days. With all that being said, guys, I know that this was a huge letdown, but instead of waiting to put this video out next week, I'm just going to put it out right now. We'll have a first start video. I can get the rest of these lines hooked up, make sure everything's good. Got coolant in the system, got no leaks in here, which is awesome. But yeah, that'll give us some time to get a couple more parts in, and I'd like to put the headlights and stuff in. So we'll have a first start video, and that first start video will be also maybe a ride along. By then, hopefully the knuckle will be in, and we'll be able to get the rear end all buttoned up. So appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much. And until the next one, peace.